Hulisani Ravele. Welcome to On the Bookshelf. With me today, I am joined by creative consultant and the founder of CMind Space, Shop Joe Human, as well as the Subtle Meetup. Hello, Joe. Welcome to On the Bookshelf.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me, when it comes to reading, what is your relationship with books? Your honest relationship?
So I'm not always the best person to ask that question because I hardly read. I read a lot of articles, right? Which usually pertain around the digital industry, the creative market, and where that is going. I consume a lot of visual content like YouTube, documentaries as well.
I think that's what makes today's On the Bookshelf so special, because if it's a book that you've picked up as a visual person, that means it is a book worth reading. Which one should we start off with?
We can start with Africa is Open for Business. Victor speaks about all the possibilities that are in the African continent that we as Africans don't necessarily see, right? One of the things he speaks about is how Kenya, like the guys in Kenya, have progressed so much with technology, especially with mobile money, right?
M-Pesa, yes.
Exactly, right? We as Africans, we're finding innovative ways to actually move our continent forward, and it's made me look at business in a very unorthodox way, especially for a creative, because we are so passionate about just doing what we love doing.
It's my idea, it's my way.
Exactly,
nobody else can possibly do it better than me.
Exactly. Having the perspective of how an actual business should be run and all the business opportunities that are in the continent, and pushing me to actually find myself, where do I fit in as a creative in infiltrating those spaces. I think that's how it's been able to shape me. Yeah.
I love it. Second book that is on your shelf, How I Made Up My Job. That feels like literally something you did.
It's crazy because I was chatting to the chef before I got here over a meal, and we were talking about just entrepreneurship and how, people have had to start creating things for themselves, right? And I think this book by Rian is exactly that, because he was part of a band, then he left, and he just could not find himself in any job that he did. He went through this self-discovery journey, just learning about himself. I feel that this book relates so much to me, because there's times where I'd get asked, what do you do for a living?
What do you do when you see Joe Human training? Joe, what do you do?
I don't know what I do, but I think at the end of it, at the core of it, is just being able to create experiences for the human being. Whether that's through visuals, whether that's through insights, events. I love being able to bring people into one space or make people consume something that can move them forward. I think I'm a teacher, to some
How
extent.
you teach takes on different forms.
Definitely, whether it's through a podcast, whether it's through a design, a brand strategy, whether it's through creating a product. I'm always trying to find ways to communicate to the human being.
The last book that has shaped you as an entrepreneur and an individual is one of those that is on the best-selling list, on the most read list, on the... You haven't read that list? And that is Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
When I started reading the book, it was actually given to me by my visual arts teacher in grade 10. And
you weren't ready for that, were you?
I think I was, but I didn't know that I was, right? And I read the book and I found myself, right? It positioned me towards my purpose and what I really needed to do. And so many lessons, especially from a healing perspective, because there was just a lot going on at the time as well. And I think that book, one thing it taught me is to pace myself. Life is about seasons. There are people that, are in their summer. So these are people that look like, they're always popping on Instagram. Everything is going so great. And that might be their true reality, but there are some people who are using that as a front because they're going through stuff, right? And then there was me who was in my winter where I was hibernating. I was trying to figure a lot of stuff out, constantly going back to the drawing board. And I learned not to prematurely execute what I want to do.
Don't feel that you need to be rushed because of
there's no
their
pressure.
summer. Yeah.
You're your only competition. Love that book.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. So much for, I don't really read. You seem to have understood everything that is within all the covers that you have shared with me so well. And I want to say to you, please don't stop teaching, don't stop being creative, and don't stop being a dope human. Mr. Joe?
Thank you.
Thank you.